Hi, I am with Mercedes-AMG GLC 43 Coupe, a car that is going to cost you upwards of 1 CR. This car gets an engine based on AMG's one-man, one-engine philosophy, and also an engine which is inspired by Mercedes Formula One cars. So let me take you through this sporty GLC. The coupe roofline gives the GLC a distinct look. The stylized alloys add to the appeal. These are 21 inches with 265 by 40 profile tires at the front and 295 by 40 profile at the rear. These ultra high performance tires from Continental are designed to reduce noise. 20-inch rims are on offer too. Up front, the AMG grille catches the eye. LED headlamps with adaptive high beam, a sportier bumper with massive air dams for better airflow. At the rear, you get ducktail spoiler. The LED tail lamps add to the flair, and of course, you get the quad exhaust. GLC 43 now gets a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, which was earlier the V6, but the power output has increased. Now you get 421 HP power and 500 Nm of torque. You also get a 48-volt starter generator, similar to what Mercedes uses in their F1 cars. There's an electric motor on the turbocharger shaft. When it detects that the air intake is less, it spools up to 1.7 lakh RPMs and makes sure that the engine gets enough air to breathe. Because of this process, there is very little turbo lag. It's almost not noticeable, and the engine is really quick and responsive. Couple that with a very responsive steering and a very balanced suspension setup, and you have a thrilling ride for you. Like in many Mercedes, this one also gets a 9-speed transmission, but this transmission actually is very different from the rest of them. This is a multi-clutch wet transmission, making sure that the downshifts happen really quickly. This also gets active suspension, so you have sports mode, sports plus mode, and then there is comfort mode. The good thing about this suspension tuning is that it's comfortable enough for you to not hesitate taking it out for your everyday run. And yet, you feel absolutely confident pushing it around the corners when you want to take it on a racetrack. For added control, you also have rear axle steering. The rear wheels turn up to 2.5 degrees depending on your speed. So if you're below 100 kph, the rear wheels will turn in the opposite direction, making sure your turning radius is small and you feel a lot better control over the car. And when the speed is above 100 kph, the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front wheels, making sure that actually the car feels a lot more planted. When you're buying an AMG, you want the feel of an AMG. The sound has to match the expectation. In this car, you do hear the sound, but that sound is being played by the sound system. So it's not as thrilling as you would expect from a V6 engine or a V8 engine, but having said that, the sound actually is quite nice. In the sports mode and the sports plus mode, you really hear the grunt, and you can actually notice the difference between the sports mode and the sports plus mode just by hearing the sound as well. While I am having a lot of fun driving GLC 43 around, let me stop and show you its interiors. This cabin combines the practicality of GLC with sportiness of GLC 43 Coupe. You get very sporty looking interiors with this very interesting red seat belts. Then you get an 11.9-inch touchscreen with fingerprint sensors, and you get race telematics in here. You get a 12.3-inch driver display, a customizable heads-up display. Now let me take you to the rear seat. The biggest downside of coupe design is that most of the time the headroom is compromised, but I'm happy to report I have decent amount of headroom here. It's scooped out at the back, so there is a bit of headroom that I get. Then leg space fine, foot space fine, but there is a big transmission tunnel here, so seating 3 passengers is going to be a challenge here. The window size is rather small and the sunroof finishes right before the second row, so visibility is going to be a little compromised. The boot space is 545 litres and the spare wheel is under the floor, making this space usable. The second row folds in 40-20-40 ratio, freeing up more space when needed. AMG GLC 43 Coupe is a well-balanced product. When you want a sports car that is thrilling yet capable of daily family duties, GLC 43 Coupe is the answer for you. It has been launched at Rs 1.1 crore and with very little competition is expected to get its fair share of buyers.